Boys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to the Age of Empires 4 action. I had to check this one out. When I saw that Kelp and Crackety were contesting each other with these civs, I needed to see it. If you're not familiar with Kelp, him playing Malians, oh my god. It's like, I feel like I need to shower after I watch. I think anyone who's seen some of the games we've cast before knows exactly what I'm talking about. And funnily enough, I feel like games between Kelp and Crackety go one of two ways. Crackety just tries to rush the game to an end, or it goes hyper late game. And I think this one's going to be going hyper late game, because Crackety is playing the Byzantines, and he's one of those players that does lean towards a more slow, boomy approach, shall we say, to the Byzantines. And on a map like Hidden Valley, it is quite hard to end the game fast, so he might be on to like an hour-plus barn burner here. Hyped for it. We'll speed up the early game. You know how we do this, folks. We go 2 times unless there's going to be any sort of aggressive opening. I'm wondering if there's any realm on which we're going to consider trade from either side. Hidden Valley is an interesting one, and the trade is central. But both of these civs do have an upside to their trade. The Malians, of course, when we do rarely get to see it these days, they go into the trade with the Toll Outpost, which buffs up their gold. I think the Toll Outpost was slightly bugged, though, which is why people didn't do it as much anymore. On the flip side, the Byzantines have some really creative builds. If you guys haven't seen the game we cast with Faye, you've missed out. Incredible game between Faye and Winston in which she boomed trade like crazy from minute 1. Well, not minute 1, but basically minute 4 or 5 when she got into Feudal Age. And she buffed it up with systems to just get as many trades as possible, because the cool thing for the Byzantines and why they benefit from going traders is traders for the Byzantines give them oil, olive oil, not just the gold they return. So it's a very strong play to then play into Mercs. You can also like link in trade posts to get your unique Merc types like Sipahi and Mercenary Crossbowmen. Or over here, it would be Mangadai and Desert Raiders. But it looks like we're not going to get that this game. Instead, it's going to be Crackety going up with the Grand Winery. On the other side, we are going to see Kelp engaging with the Mansa Quarry. So nothing unexpected here. And you know what, guys? I actually just had a thought. I need to test this afterwards. I was just talking about the power of like trading of the Byzantines. There's no way this works. So Hippodrome buffs all cavalry, right? Does that mean that it would heal traders and increase their movement speed? Oh my god. I need to try that. Oh my god. Okay, we'll focus on that for another game. It's not happening in this game. This game is going to be Grand Winery. So we are going to see the buffed up gathering on the berries. We are going to see a nice placement for a lot of olives here. Admittedly, it might be better to put it further out, but I think the paranoia for Crackety is if he puts it further out, like to the flank here, to get maximum efficiency out of the AoE of the Grand Winery, he's going to get sniped by Malian javelins. So just being kind of responsible with his placement, should we say. Traders don't take extra damage from spears anymore. Can someone just quickly check in their game whether they're still cataloged as cavalry? I think they are. I think they had like worker cavalry as both their markers. I might be wrong though. I know they don't take bonus damage from spearmen, but the other detail I'm not sure of. Damn, could you imagine if they kept it that way and Hippodrome actually worked though? The reason that's impressive is it would have stopped you dying so fast due to healing, and then also you would have had the movement speed. Movement speed was the bigger one, but we don't need to worry about that this game. There is no Triumph mechanic, there is no Hippodrome, but there is double TC. So we are going to see Crackety looking to be a greedy boy as expected. Expect to see this a lot. A lot of people like to drop a second TC onto this wood line because it's just so much your effective wood in the game, and it's so safe. Just feels like it can't be harassed in any way. Yeah, Trader does have worker and cavalry tags. I was right on that, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do benefit. Tags are so weird in this game, by the way. Like a comparative to that functions oddly is like the worker plus boat tag on fishing boats. If you guys remember for a long time, in placements, like as in the outposts with like arrow slits and whenever people garrison inside, they weren't doing bonus damage against fishing boats. That, of course, has been fixed now. But there's been a lot of funny ones like that. Scout just trying to get an eyeball on. Scout is going to see, okay, this is double TC play. What in the name of Bessie is going on here? Kelp with the triple mill can't even keep up with his cow count. Jeez. oh no, no, Crackety, no! Oh, you cruel son of a... Yes! More dick! Oh my god. I hope Crackety has typed in the all chat, now eat it off the floor. Oh, that's so toxic. Yo, you need to push one down here, just in case he sneaks the Fulani wide. Oh my... Wait, is that 2 now he has to clear? Dude, if I'm Calp, I'm molding. Crackety clearly got in this game. He's like, I want to test super late game Byzantines. How do I get to super late game Byzantines? Well, I can't have the Malians end me early. Let me just take away all of this crap they want. Oh, and he can still push more, by the way. He's waiting for the deer to reset, and then he's going to shove them again. Let's check the systems. What are we on? Someone asked about systems. They're on production. What were we looking for there? Were you hoping for Dialecticus? I think a lot of players, like when they go for their contracts, don't use Dialecticus. It's something hard to remember. It just feels like a small detail, but it definitely adds up. What a harsh game. This is why we love Crackety. And all of a sudden, more counter archers going wide. I really don't know where he wants to place it now. Oh, you're looking for a system that's not connected. We'll get there. It wouldn't surprise me. Looks like it's got a nice... Oh. Wait. What do you think, chat? Is that connected? Ooh, I don't know about that one. I've seen some funkies. And that one looks a bit funky to me. He should be connected, right? Because this is on the edge and that's connected. In theory, this is in range. I think he's... Drum roll. He's safe. Okay, we're good. We're the system police now. That's literally our role. Which it's great because when they use their systems wrong, you crap talk them. Get it because systems and poop. Wait, is systems the ones that do that as well? This is where we discover I've been drinking the wrong water. I've been drinking the wrong water. Well, actually, I've been using the wrong place for my toilet. All right, moving on from that very quickly. This still hasn't been addressed. Oh my... Dude, this is just cursed to look at. This is so cursed. Deep breaths. So if he places the Fulani here, that might still clip them. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon, I think. Little clash coming out as Crackety has built into the Limitane and the Longbows. Meanwhile, it's going to be Warrior Scouts as a reaction. Not the best of reaction against the Limitane play, but it does block the wall up that was going. That will actually also cost Crackety some deer villages. Dude, Warrior Scouts is just so frustrating. 1.75 movement speed, that type of damage, it's never not going to be infuriating. So we'll retreat away for the time being. Meanwhile, look who just got the jackpot on the eastern side, where there's no contest right now. Fat gold vein, another one right next to it. Does Crackety know? Well, Crackety has scouted this out, so realistically, he has to be expecting there's a play for gold. He might think his opponent went southern corner, but when you see two gold veins this close together, it's kind of got to be a no-brainer, right? I think actually to a certain degree, the fact that Crackety is running longbows has baited him, because typically when you have longbows, you're more likely to try and harass the primary eco because of the extra range. If you're playing like short bows, you might look for any pocket economies. Grand Fulani. Okay, he did actually clear out. You genius, Git. Of course. I mean, so that's cool. He got the scout value to block out the wall in, but he also went pro scouts. Now, that is kind of annoying because you got forced to go into pro scouts, but he has plenty of eco to work with. So, great response by Cal. Let's be honest. How many of us forgot pro scouts was even a thing? We never use it anymore. At the highest level under this pressure, it's easy to forget about. Longbows, in the meantime, just denying this, though. Fulani, proven to be a high price to pay. More villages going down as the Longbows just fix fire on here. And even with textiles losing this many villages is crazy. Looks like the last of the archers and Longbows should start to get cleared up. Crackety definitely made him pay a high price, though. Had to get the pro scouts, had to forfeit several villages over. Now losing 9 in total. And now behind this, Crackety, of course, not ready for his own age up, but his eco is swelling. I'm still looking for this system that I was told about. I don't see it. We haven't reached that judgmental point for Crackety. But like, honestly, look, it sounds simple when I put it like that. Like, oh, yeah, well, you just got to remember you got pro scouts, KP. It's not really hard. Like, why are you making this a difficult thing? Okay, imagine you're in a kind of like high-pressure game. On a map like this, you're like, okay, where do I go? How do I approach this? Oh, Byzantines, they're doing this layout. Okay, what's my step going to be? Moving out. You have to remember the first like 10, 15 minutes of most games, it's almost just kind of instinctive. It becomes second nature. What you click, what you press, what you do. So it's very easy to kind of forget about something like the pro scouts in that moment. Imagine how many players in that moment would have been like, okay, drop a mill, we need to eat this. But not Cal. Cal went for the efficient choice. Also got a bunch of deer right next to his TC, so he remains efficient on the gathering. Burn is coming in, though. A nice maneuver there. Calp immediately on garrisons before he gets sniped. So he'll get the cattle out of range before they go down. Won't be able to save them, though. So a few archers able to clean up. Calp behind this has gone for a second TC. Interesting. So giving himself plenty of runway. This is kind of scary from Cracky's perspective. Like, you're going to need a catch-up element in some regard. I would love to see him play for relics. It might be difficult, though, because Calp realistically should be able to flood the field now. Because he's got cavalry, he should inherently get a hold of these. But the walls have gone up, and I love this. Look at the vision Cracky's getting from this house, because he's got the border settlement. It's not going to last long. I think this is maybe overzealous. Like, maybe in future put this behind the wall, and then it just serves as kind of like this little outpost for revelation behind your walls, right? Javelin Archer's now coming, but the Mitane are just so bloody tanky. So should just be able to commit in this area and burn out a few more houses. Already took out the pit mine, but we have got double pit mine over here. So Calp, although he's not getting his full gold, he's still stacking some cash. And Crackety, now that we've gone in for the Golden Horn Tower, what are we going to be doing here? Going to be getting those Lombos, right? I think, by the way, I would love to see, like, a mercenary camp. I think it's the system you need to connect in there, or is it Golden Horn? No, okay, my brain is being stupid. There's a neat little trick that someone discovered where if you build the Golden Horn Tower near a trade post, it will start passively producing the trade post units. Not really a great map for it, unless you really want to throw the game, but something to keep in mind on other maps where the outpost, where the trade post rather is right next to your base. That is a flexi play you have. Depends on whether you want the unit, of course. And that is a bit RNG dependent. RNG upon RNG? Don't mind if I do. Byzantines are already picking up these relics, by the way. Remember, it's very easy to forget. The Grand Winery is not just this food drop-off location where you build all your food around. It's also a religious building. So once you reach age 3, immediately click out a monk, because you should be looking to hoover up these relics. It only takes you 17 seconds, by the way. Remember, these systems do buff the Grand Winery. So really cool opening that should allow Crackety to get maybe 3 of the relics on the map. It's going to become a very important detail in that late game, especially if it's intending to go into like cataphracts, which we're already seeing a few come out. Catas are super powerful against this comp right now. It's just mass Sofa and mass Javelin. So bulky boys could be the answer. We'll have to see if Count wants to go back for Donzos. For right now, he's going for a lot of monks. Looks like he's camping the relics, so well played. One is in the center, which is going to be kind of a problem, because I'm pretty sure at this pace, considering the early TC placement, Crackety will break through first, so he should be the one to get this relic. If he can control the rest, which looks like he will be able to, still going to be a thumbs up for the Malians. I know that Zaphros was trying to say Welfants, but I read it as Welephants, which just makes it sound like elephants on welfare. Jesus, that just makes it sound like malnourished elephants. Chase on, Cataphracts. If they see this, okay, he actually might still be able to make it 3 relics his way. Kaz going to move in now. They're already targeted on this. There's the trample through to get in range. And an easy tap down. So we'll deny the relic for the time being, but needs to move fast with his own monk. I think he should have one on the way, right? No? Rogan? Kaz are chasing deeper. Village is going to be spotted. This is a problematic choice by Count to try and wall up right now. Will they start to peel villagers away, but not before losing half of the build force? And still, no monk. What? Really? Okay, I guess we're just never coming for this relic. He's like, I don't want that. Calp's touched it. Sorry, Calp. Donzo's now being produced. The Cataphract shouldn't just have free reign here anymore. weird trample. Didn't quite work out there. Just completely wasted. Love that he's trying for it, though. I love this trample ability, by the way. It reminds me a lot of Total War Arena. You had this like Hamel and Anvil with Alexander. I like this type of ability. I've been wanting this type of ability. Something like a charge that you can't cancel, but is worth getting in for. This one is more for the positional play than damage, but still can be effective. Gonzo count is being kept down. These archers ensuring that. Some more ground is being given over. Calp definitely feeling the pressure, but has more relics to play with. In fact, where'd they... I feel like he should have more than this. Wallow's going to come out. Nope. Pressure is mounting as well. Like, Crackety behind this, his economy is looking a little bit better. Food income's looking great. Gold's looking great. And I wouldn't be surprised if behind this is going to re-wall. In fact, for the time being, he's got more troops coming. He hasn't built a wall over here, but he has at least linked in the system. So we have now got a level 5 system game. Things are looking pretty damn good. With that production rate, this Civ actually gets really scary. As long as they don't run out of resources, 11 seconds for Horsemen, 20 seconds for Cataphracts, even the mercenary units. Just 38 seconds to get those longbows out, or 40 for the Lansk. Oy, oy, oy. How much are we getting in terms of range of this? So, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say like 20 in range of that Grand Winery. Realistically, it's not like the most optimal. Like he's missing a tile worth on the side, right? But not too bad. And also, after he's cleared the gold vein, which is about to happen, he can even delete the mining camp, add in another 2 groves here. It's a really good position for Crack to find himself in. I think he's thinking about Imperial Edge at this stage, and the issue for Calp is he can't mirror that right now. He lost too many units defending in his own base. In fact, wait, is Crackety only now get... Okay, so this is something I have noticed quite a lot, but this is an extreme example. Byzantines struggle with their blacksmith timings a lot. There's so many different things you have to tick the box of and deal with. It's not uncommon to watch Byzantine players only coming in with blacksmith upgrades around 50 minutes. We only just got Steeled Arrow at 19, almost 20 minutes in the game. Would love to see him get this soon, though. Teardrop Shields is pretty sick. Pretty underrated. Considering he wants to play into Mass Limitane, at least it looks like he wants to, it's super valuable. The big details that gives you that movement speed, even if you aren't like shield wall up, right? It's almost like when you read that it's Teardrop Shields, you assume that it only affects Limitane when they're shielding up, but from what I've seen, it just affects them all times, which means you move basically as quickly as like HRE Men-at-Arms, or HRE Spearmen, rather. Only your Spearmen are more tanky. Seems reasonable. What? Oh, this is cursed. Oh, this is so cursed. That right there is a V for victory. Breaks through the walls. Says, hello, sunshine, what are you doing? And where are you going? Oh, that was so greedy from Calp. And now Calp has to run his army north, right? His hopes of the wolves would go up. He'd be bought some time. He wouldn't have to worry about losing the pit mines. But now, realistically, if Crackety wanted, he could have charged forward, taken out this fat stack of gold. That would be problematic, considering that Calp doesn't have much gold to work with right now. He's going to have many problems to work with soon. Foreign engineering company is on the way. I'm sensing a Byzantine victory. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, though. Calp's not far off his own Imperial Age, but this can fix a lot of these issues in these choke point fights. Like I say, choke point fights is still an open field, but the way I see Hidden Valley play out once you reach this deep in the game, players just wall up, and it's this weird kind of trench warfare slog. Having access to Nesta Bees is a very big positive in such a slog. Oh, I'm just going to move forward. Crackety needs to be careful about the timing on taking this fight. He's got Lanks next, so he can still kind of clutch this up. But I think the cool thing for him is even after he techs up, Byzantines aren't as weak as you'd think at the start of an age up. As long as you toggle Dialecticus, you can instantly grab those age ups. Let's see if it's going to come in. Boom, straight away. My boy Crackety knows. Look how quickly that's coming in, by the way. Elite contracts. Wait, did he just... 17 seconds. Boom. This Civ is vile like this, man. The other crazy part is as long as you sort your gold, your late game, like your Imperial Age transition is more smooth than any other Civ. Because if you bank a lot of gold, think about the effect this has on University Tech. Dialecticus makes you 250% faster. Remember those times when you're like, damn, if I just had Elite Army Tactics and didn't have to wait 2 minutes, I would have won. Play the Byzantines. You'll never feel like you're waiting. Oops. Houses on the front side again. I just love to keep seeing this. Gurot Bara is coming out in the meantime as Cal is looking to scale up. Did go for a third TC, by the way, after the losses. Interesting choice. Not the worst of ideas here. He's very far behind Krakatoa at this stage. So we'll give him that catch-up potential. All right, we are officially in the late game, folks. Imperial on Imperial. Walls have been carved up. Who is taking the dub? Is this finally time? Do we get to witness a Byzantine win? Or are the Malians just going to be too OP? New text also. Looks like we are getting into Numeri. Numeri's pretty interesting, actually. I love this idea of applying Vulnerable. It's something we just don't have anywhere else in the game. Can be a bit dicey as someone who played Diablo 4. My god, did that dictate everything? But I think this is within reason. So I like the idea now of Krakatoa just keeping a few cataphracts that essentially are just thrown away at the front of the fight when they trample in. They know they're going to die, but they apply a debuff to the entire army, which is especially spooky if you follow that up with them with like some Nesta Beast play. P1's being burnt in the meantime. That, by the way, is a lot of Langstack. 15! I love how, like, let's make the comparison. So HRE without relics, Byzantines without relics. And you want to play Langsk? Byzantines are a better late game HRE in that regard. This Langstack at the choke points. They're kind of struggling to get through, but there's the trample through with the vulnerable just being applied on everyone. And that means these Langstack, the follow-up damage, like the 20% increase is substantial. That's going to be an extra 4 damage in a cleave. That can be 1 less, 2 less attacks to clear a wave. It actually sounds like it's not a lot, but when you think about it in like raw HP terms, it stacks. Now Mango's going to be sacrificed, so Kaut forced to run away here. Switching into the gunpowder units. Krakatoa behind this, prepping a line of Varangian Guard. Also now adding in more sofas. Looks like Kaut's going to come around the backside. Actually, no. Those are just remaining sofas, right? Where the hell were they? I think he was looking for Siege. Won't find any, but instead we'll find the Lombos. Upgrade should be kicking in soon. So this isn't going to be the fight that breaks the back. Krakatoa has been reset, but look at the back. Nesta Bees now being prepped. This is where the game gets scary. I think we knew it was coming as well. Nesta Bees in these type of fights, if Kaup doesn't ID this and prep sofas ahead of time, this could be a very quick end to the game. That relic's almost home, by the way. Come to daddy. Also, the Sacred Site's quite nice. Like, the edge that you're going to get if you're Krakatoa means you could even try to, like, drop an outpost, upgrade it. I don't think he's going to keep drop. I mean, 1, he has no stone, but 2, like, keep dropping this close to the enemy base. They'll just build a trap and slowly clear you. But could get that kind of wall control, right? Maybe just palisade this up or stonewall it up. Then you capture the Sacred Site. And the cool thing about that is it's not a win condition because Kaup still has this Sacred Site, so he won't rush to decap it. But it's extra gold in a game where gold is going to be an important ingredient. I think we do now. Yeah, we've got the teardrop shield. So this is the really important detail. So the Varangian just got buffed. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, I think it was damage increase for the Varangian. I know it's extra armor for the Cataphracts, +1/+1. And then for the Limitane, they get an extra 15% movement speed. Yeah, these Varangians should slap. I do love how it shows up they can just build transport ships. Where? I've yet to see that in action, by the way. I'm looking forward to... You know what needs to come back into rotation? Byzantine's Boulder Bay. You guys know where I'm going with this. I need it. Could be intriguing, actually. Might be one of very few edges that the Byzantines can have, because I know a lot of people felt the Byzantines on water was kind of underwhelming, especially with the way that their flame ships worked. My god, they're not looking underwhelming on land in this late game. 6 Nesta Bees. Culverins are being prepped by Kaup, so he's getting that tingling feeling that something is not right, but it might cost him an army before he gets the counter. Also seeing Ferocious Speed on the way, so that's going to give you the movement speed increase when you Berserk. Allows you to gap close. Typically, you don't want to be berserking unless you're already winning the fight. But the Nesta Bees is going to ensure that. So I think the goal here for Crackety is Nesta Bees Flurry comes out, Calp panics and turns around, Berserk gets activated, and then you just flood on top of your opponent. Little reminder, by the way, the Nesta Bees do actually benefit from the vulnerability of the Cataphract. So just process that for a second and try not to puke. That means they are going to be doing substantially more damage in a widespread arc. So would love to see Crackety fixing his comp, because one Kata right now isn't going to apply much of a vulnerability buff unless your opponent decides to just stack like he's playing 10-pin bowling and has decided to be the bowling pins. All's going up though. March around the back. Nesta Bees gets an initial flurry, but quick reaction. Cow backs away. Chases on though. All these houses everywhere. He does see a ridiculous amount of the map. Mango shots are good here, though. Brilliantly done there by Cow, baiting him in. Both players seeing their half of the map in entirety. Nesta Bee flurries come out, though. And that's problematic. Just a few Varangian to hold him back. He tries to cut and run, but the second flurry comes in. Dodges half the damage, but you see how scary this massive siege is for Crackety. Crackety, who is infamous for his Chinese play. Of course he'd add Byzantine to the list. It's just better Chinese. Mango is being traded out with. Follow-up is going to be good, though. Culverin gets around the edge of the wall and is able to take out an additional Nesta Bees. Crackety now being reset. Scenarios are in, though, and those are indeed Lombos, so a scary fight for Calp to try and take. And yes, you heard that rightly. You get all of the upgrades, so arrow volleys are going to be there. A clash on the Sacred Site. Nesta Bees finally get sniped down. Fight continues, and at this stage, Calp is definitely favored. The Mango's on the side, not going after those Lombos because they can't reach them. They don't really need to. So only Lombos left. Crackety has to slow down. However, behind this, eco-wise, he's breaking Calp. Look at the numbers right now. Well, along the center, that's going to push away. What a move, Crackety! He yoinks the keep, and he forces the Peasant Rebellion. Villager on Villager here. As the outpost is now being torched down, fortification not going to come through, but this needs to be burnt before it can go up. Walls also being committed to stop reinforcements. We expected this play out of Crackety, but Calp beats him to the punchline. And this is problematic. He can at least try to get away with a relic, but it's going to be a fail. Wall going up now. He can't block him. Crackety keeps the opening and makes his way out. The mess that the center of this map is right now. Wolves instantly deleted. Crackety says, okay, I will keep 2. We are not opening a new pass. And it's a damn good thing that Crackety did not fight for that, because look at what was happening from the front. Calp, he moved the Mangoes up. This would have been a massacre if he contested. But now we do see the Mango in placement, so these units being burnt to a crisp, and it looks like Calp is trying to play long-term for remaining wood. However, Crackety still has plenty of runway there. He can play towards the corners. He can play towards the center. What's important is that he does not let Calp flood through here, but the problem is he's built a keep, but no stone wall. Flood continues north in the meantime, though, because... wait, No. Why does this happen so much? I've seen this so much with trade posts, folks. The amount of times people will wall and assume it's a full wall now. It's not. So this is a walk-in. Oh, no. That means he's now playing wide in a situation where he can't access his gold for free, where he's been spotted trading now. This is problematic, actually. Like, Cal, he's going hard into gunners, into javelins, into siege. Passive gold isn't going to see you through this. Ay, ay, ay. Meanwhile, more stone being gathered by Crackety, so he's looking to just pivot to the left side here. I wouldn't be surprised if Crackety goes for trade as well. That would give him the ability to go into, like, mass cavalry, mass Varangian. Instead, though, he's getting the Hui Pow. Oh, why is it that I see more Hui Pow in Byzantine games than I do in Mongol games? Damn! And he's building another keep? Okay, Calp, I know you've got 3,000 stone, but hear me out. No. Just no. Clash north side in the meantime. Varangian, they've gone berserk. But they are fixated on the Mangoes, so a good trade here. Just getting rid of all that siege, making sure you can follow up with Lombos if need be. as the Varangian are going to die for it. Behind this, is it even going to be? No, it's not even going to be longbows. It's just more Varangian afterwards. This game is getting wild. Oh my god. We are now 33 minutes in, and I genuinely do not know who wins this. Like, this is so messy, so mucky. I think we're going to see a slowdown, though. What I would love to see is actually either player tries to open up the west flank for attacks, because right now, that's been completely neglected. And it looks like there is going to be an open up here. Cal, he did build the stone walls. He's going to burn his way through, but this isn't an assault force. This is just trying to get resources, but you're not going to be able to get anything here. Kraken's going to go for the wall up. Reaction's going to be too slow. And with the amount of stone he's now gathering in this area, he'll be able to set up keeps and probably set up trade. Meanwhile, in the land of Hui. Have I got any French people in the chat right now? Now, why? Because I want to ask you guys if you think that this siege is good. And your answer should be, hui hui. Okay, I'll see myself out. I think I put myself in timeout long enough. We should probably get back to casting the game. Be honest, how deeply did that hurt you? Trade is booming, by the way. How many are we up to now? If we can find the trade post down here, right? I'd imagine we're like 20, maybe? Okay, 21. Still no trade from Crackety, right? Yeah, he doesn't care. I mean, it kind of makes sense. If you have the olive groves, you don't really need the olive oil otherwise. And outside that, like, your gold usage is limited. Realistically, though, going for the gold would allow you to scale into cadets. And I think that vulnerability is really important here. It's a missed trick. Wait. Crackety, no. No, you die, son. That's banned. That's actually banned in competitive right now. For very good reason, by the way. Oh, Crackety done a naughty. Crackety done a naughty. That's not allowed. For very good reason, folks. Because it doesn't just affect trebuchets. Has he got anything else that would affect right now? Oh, he didn't know? Oh, no. He must feel so dirty. I mean, I feel like you need to shower after any game with Cal, but this is definitely going to be one of those. So if I remember correctly, it affects all siege, right, is the problem. So the Greek fire now, yeah, look, dude, the Hui. I don't think Hui Pals are meant to be getting this anyway. It literally reads that the Greek fire is for counterweight trebuchets. So his Hui Pals now get buffed. I think, if I remember correctly, it's mangoes, right? It's literally all range will now... Oh my god! Make him eat mango. Make him eat mango. Give him his 5 a day. Get that bar boy in there. Yeah! Oh boy. So army's going to be wiped in the center. Calp, out of position right now. He's building wall after wall. This is looking more like the Calp I remember. No, every time this man plays Malians, this is literally what it turns into. If AoE players could afford more things in life, Calp would have a cocaine addiction because he's obsessed with lines. Like, look at this, is ridiculous. Like, just going over all the walls very quickly here. It's kind of insane. Now the march forward. Langsnake are in the mixer there as well, so it's going to be a quick clean. Culverins have been built behind this, but reaching Hui power is difficult. Maybe, though. There's not enough melee. I think the Culverins could clean this up. However, oh my, come on! Like, nothing to see here, folks. Just a 2 HP Hui Pow countering out anti-siege. Oh man, this is just disgusting. Get out of here. Yeah, leave. So now that this has turned into a choke point fight and no one's pushing flanks, I am a little bit worried that Hui Pow Nesta Bees wins. Mass Varangian as well, actually. If he's able to keep up the push, it's just the Berserk mode that's going to be vile here. Like, remember Berserk, it basically gives you less armor but more health. I think this is the type of ability that is good in the hyper late game when you're constantly at 200 production. If you start building Raxes here, for example, Varangian Berserk is insane. In fact, look at it right now with the movement speed, just able to get the backside here. And it's going to be a quick cleanup onto the siege. Gets through both the Culverins. Bombards are kept alive, but the Culverins are all he really needs to kill here. Ay, ay, ay. Now new waves coming in. This has just turned into just a redundant death push, hasn't it? Still no trade, by the way. We have 38 minutes in the game. Crackety has not even had the thought cross his mind, because why would he? He always keeps his olive oil boys alive. And outside that, the only gold he needs is for Varangian. And with a Sacred Site plus 2 relics, that seems to be kind of enough. I think he might be about to change his mind, though, right? The gold is about to be exhausted. That's the last he can have access to. At that stage, it's either trade or you have to change comp again. And I don't know if you really want to be going Limitane here. In theory, Limitane are broken against this comp because the Donzos will be matched easily. Your opponent's Musafadi will do nothing because you won't be pushing Varangian anymore. And here's an interesting detail for you folks. The Limitane take 50% damage away from a 38 damage unit. Yeah, you heard that correctly. I legit think, no memes, Mass Limitane, Mass Lombos beats Kalp's army. And I feel like I want to vomit even saying that. I like how even the mercenaries have learned how to not die to Greek fire. They've been bathing in it. Push continues. I don't see this game ending anytime soon. Like, no one's trying to take, like, a fringe fight. No one's trying to take a clear edge there. The gold is a little bit worrisome, but like I said, if Crackety just switches to Limitane Lombo, you don't need gold at all. And that's sustainable, by the way, because the Longbow will never die. Like, wood can eventually become a problem for Limitane, but dude, he's got like 3k surplus. He's not going to burn. Especially when you've got this much central wood to play with. Like, there's just so much resource left on this map. I think Hidden Valley is kind of weird for that. In that, like, if you look at the safe edge, it looks like it's a very sparse resource type map. But then when you add up all the wood around the center areas, it doesn't play that way. Kalp is burning wood much quicker as well, actually. With the way they carve their wood lines up, Kalp is in a much worse position when it comes to wood supply. Which is especially problematic for a guy who's spamming Donzos and Siege. It's me and Siege. Mango shots. Easy dodge. Oh, man. Well, the Hui Hui Power not really find their targets right now. But what matters the most is his Mangonels are not threatening the Lombos. In fact, they are freaking out over just a few Varangian because these guys hit for 30 damage. Okay, I'm just going to put that at the start of the video and pretend that that was all the Varangian guard. That did get hit by Hui Hui Pow, but be honest, who thought that was just a Varangian guard that took it from half HP? 30 damage is pretty insane for a melee unit, though. Like, it's not cleave, sure, but my god, is that high. This map is dumb. This map is in rotation. And it depresses me to say that out loud. Okay. 1's in chat if you prefer this to Altai. 2's in chat if you want Altai back and this being put in the trash can. It's just so many walls. You guys all want Altai back. I mean, I'm kind of not surprised. I think this is in like some ways a worse Altai because it just has too much wood. You know what I mean? Like I think this would be an interesting map if it's very wood starved. Maybe you just have the fat wood in the center and then like one cluster in the center on each side. Because then you run out, right? Then you're like, oh crap, this is kind of hard. But this is just such a death push. I mean, someone said a long mountain pass. In a way, yes. Because once you're through the center, it never stops. Bombards, though, they delete the keep. Onto the Hui Hui Pows. Cannons are coming out next from Crackety, though. And these are going to be raw cannons, by the way, so they're going to have that splash attack. Pretty effective. Actually, I think they... Wait, are they? I need to double-check that. Come out. Come out. I think they... I'm pretty sure they have the splash attack, because I remember looking at them before. A splash attack, which, by the way, I feel like it never gets used. I've said this to the devs, and I really hope they take it on board and do it. The big issue I see with this attack, yeah, this one, artillery shot, it's activated instead of targeted. If it was you click and then target a unit to use it on, it would be much more thoroughly used. But the issue is quite often you activate it, and you'll just shoot, your unit will auto-attack the wrong thing. It's kind of tough. As a 3-minute cooldown, yes, it's high on the cooldown, which is kind of understandable to a certain degree. I think the issue is using it optimally is just so much work. Good shot there by Crackety, though. Woo-hoo! Damn, that splash damage was felt, but instantly loses the cannon. Siege numbers are rising. Limitane are now going up, and this is the point I was talking about. I think this is where Crackety starts to win. Limitane are going to take half damage from javelins. They're going to take half damage from Mustafadi gunners, and they're going to counter everything else coming towards them. If you just couple this with mass lombos, it's just a matter of time before you push through. Now, one thing to keep in mind is Limitane will not take reduced damage from Maganao shots. Although technically ranged, it is also siege. But at the same time, this unit doesn't get bonus damage against the melee, right? So you can still push. So I hope you guys didn't have anywhere to be tonight. Because I don't think we're allowed to leave at this stage. Everyone hop in your little onesies, put your blanket on. I don't think this game is ending. I mean, Crackety's now trading. Kalp has been trading for a while. Nobody's trying to break through the walls. But can Kalp break properly into the base? Yeah, you know, like, guys, I came on, I was like, I'm going to cast a few hours of games. What I should have said is, I'm going to cast a Kalp game. Kalp is gaining ground, though, and the bombard count is holding, which is important. I also am not sure if the Limitane are being toggled often in the shield wall. If they're not, they're just dying. You need to have them in shield wall comp, because then you start to push back. Bombard count, though, up to 5. The problem is he just doesn't have anything to realistically use it on. He's balling through the front line infantry and cavalry. But check the switch. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the do or die moment. Like, if Crackety gets into Cataphracts and keeps them as a comp, part of the comp at like 20% maximum, they're not necessarily going to win out against Donzos and Mustafadi. They don't need to. They just need to trample. If they trample, they're going to apply that vulnerability, and the Lombos will sweep everything. Lombos, speaking of, are going to start targeting onto those Mustafadi gunners. My God, I actually think he's done it. The issue I now see is, like, Kalp has been gaining ground because he has gold. Crackety was losing ground because he didn't have gold. The traders are fixing this now. If he's able to get up to, like, 2k gold per minute and then just starts pushing into the Kaz, this becomes very one-sided. Oh, my God. Please, Kalp, just delete your own walls. You can't even get around the back of what he's looking for here. It's just so many Lombos, though. Siege is super spooked because the spring walls are there. And Kalp just realized I may have been building too much siege. Not enough anti-siege. So now going back for the culverins, but if you look at the difference here, it's really, what do you have to use on siege versus the other person? Kalp is expending a lot of his population into siege only. And I don't think he's getting good value for it whatsoever. Meanwhile, for Crackety, it's like, keep one Wheepy Pow and just get some Springolds. Thumbs up. These walls are just so stupid. He didn't know that, what, the Greek fires all ranged? No, Crackety, in fairness, he only wanted for the trebs. But, like, in fairness, the Greek fire tech is, I'm pretty certain it's not meant to work for Wheepy Pow. It literally reads counterweight trebuchets. So, like, this was an oversight, but yeah, right now there's a bug where the Greek fire affects, like, all ranged. Which is why, by the way, Greek fire is banned in competitive play. Good lord, now we march forward this Varangian. Come on, Spooky. I think Kalp, we might be at breaking point here. He's got one good hope at turning this around, I think. The worrisome part is, like, Krakdi has this very healthy comp of, like, Limitane plus Varangian, so Musafadi is not going to be good enough to break everything. All the Limitane need to do is tank long enough to win the fight. Consider those Lombo do count the Donzos and the Musafadi. Things become problematic for Calp. Springles trading out. Nice dodge, just skirting the Culverins to make sure he's just out of range so you can snipe them down. As soon as you try to break through this front line, you're just left for ranged on range. The Lombos can skirt this. And Krakdi forced to retreat once more. Expected considering the position on the map. What's going to matter is if he's able to start sniping down the siege. Technically, the Hui Power is a counterweight. Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't say it anywhere. It's not a counterweight. It's a Hui Power. How dare you try to put it in with the counterweight? The Hui Power is a big boy. The counterweight is you. This is the person they tell you not. No, I'm not going to make that. They tell you not to worry about. Okay, I shouldn't have made that comment. Moving on. So we're now getting into a lot of horsemen. Trample. Yeah! Good luck running. Oh, and the vulnerability proc there, man. The extra damage they just take makes it hard to retreat. That's what I want to see, by the way. Like, I actually quite like that Krakdi resorted to a few Kaz, considering this is choke point fights. Because Cataphracts can just plow through everything with the trample charge. And in doing so, they're going to debuff an entire army for your second wave to clean up. Siege still holding on, though. Calm. One thing I'd love to see from Krakdi is if he just kind of like went up to, say, 15 katas and then trampled through the front line and charged onto the siege. Because I think he'd kill everything. And Kalp is running out of wood, so he'd struggle to reboom from that phase, right? Like, actually, I'm looking at the remaining wood. It's looking pretty bad. Yeah, he has some down here, so he has some runway, but comparatively, Krakdi has a lot more, right? He's still got this fat wood cluster that he has better access to. Wood over here, wood over here. Still some wood in the front line. I think we're at that phase where it's good for people to get their guesses in. Is this a Krakdi win or a Kalp win? Oh, this is a Krakdi win. This is a Krakdi win. Oh, dude, I knew the cannons were here before. But wait, why were they not attacking before? Because I feel like they weren't attacking in the past. Were they not just not cannon emplacements? Oh my god. Well, that's GG trade. Oh. What makes it worse is he's getting halfway and then dying, right? Because, like, he's... I mean, actually, no, it's not bad anymore, right? Because you trade at each end. But still, this is pain. Is that free cannon emplacements? Dude. So Kalp really, like, he's out of time then. His trade's getting shut down, and he's very gold heavy. Like, most of the things he's building require gold. Clash coming in, trying to get a keep up. It's a choke point fight. Mango's just trying to be the difference with a trample through onto the siege. Krakdi, can he clean it up? These are heavy hitting units, folks. 35 damage per strike. Is distracted by the Musafadi, but the siege has to retreat, and half of it's already been taken out. And with the lack of trade behind this, the lack of wood, how is Kalp going to reboom this? He has got military for the time being. He can still try to push, but it's difficult to gain ground against this army comp. Oh, man. And the trade count, what's it down to? 20? 30. Meanwhile, Krakdi, who started trading much later, he's at 30. He's been at 30 the whole while, and his 30 is better. He's not just getting gold, he's getting olive oil, and he's spending it fast. Kalp, new keep coming in as he tries to move forward, but Bombard's now being built. Spring count too high for Kalp to counter. I think Kalp just lost the back line fight. Like, siege on siege now is in favor of Krakdi. Lombo's also sniping out those villages. Just a handful remaining, 4, and discounting it down to 3. That's going to be a doubt keep. A doubt from Kalp, as he can't get the next castle up. Now, the Musafadi gun account is looking good, but Longbos do count this, folks. They're able to just snipe you from range. You're not able to easily gap close them. And this army, I mean, I don't think you can replace it, right? Like, with the Trebs still being shut down. Trebs are finally reacting, but I think it's too late. In fact, Is he attacking the right thing? Oh! Oh my god. Why? Wait, what? Why is he attacking the wall? What? What? His own wall is blocking him. Oh my god. There's no way it's just missing, right? Okay, wait, let's see. I mean, even if it's missing, it's taking so long to kill, he's just losing more traders. He's down to 26 now. Wait, now where's he shooting? Oh my god. The level of potato aim on these trebuchets. It's missing so many shots. Folks, this is important because there's 3 cannons here. So, like, he still has to take out 2 more after this. And this is slow, man. And this village is repairing. Alright, no. I've lost faith in Cal. Crackney's winning this now. There's no doubt in my mind. Look at the numbers. 69 military insurging. Eco shrinking for Cal. Gold is drying up. And Crackney is happy to dive. Who cares about the lukewarm oil? You know what? Actually, considering the rates on gas and how expensive it is to heat your house, I would welcome some lukewarm oil to the face right now. Be very rejuvenating in this type of economical climate. Oh. Dude, what a crafty little snake. Well, it took 54 minutes. But I think, yeah, that is the correct way to define this. Olive oil beats boiling oil. Byzantines OP, question mark, beats Malians? Time for enough. Musafati players like, no, please. If you have not checked out these 2 wonderful fellows, be sure to give them a follow on Twitch. They're definitely worth the investment in time. What a long-ass game, but definitely a fun one.